Betting on the right guy.
Rough patch.
Shake your body liner.
While the world's been talking about it, I've been betting on it. How else do you think I can afford all this? Modeling? In this house. Do you like this bad boy? Boyfriend 2 flopped right out of the league. Not that I ever tried.
Shake. Jump in the line, rock your body and die. Okay, I believe.
This cute Jack! Thanks, boyfriend 3! But today, it's time to bet on something new. Football players. I'm making my bet on who's going to win. And you can bet with me or against me on Fanatic Sportsbook.
Next stop, San Francisco.
Football boyfriend.
Yes.
Bet on Kendall. Only on Fanatic Sportsbook.
Shake.
Kardashian curse. It's not even my last name.
In early June of 2023, a story came out of Henan province in China. A 13-year-old girl had spent the equivalent of about $64,000 over 4 months. The money wasn't taken, it wasn't stolen, it was spent. Mobile games, in-app purchases, randomized rewards. Her parents didn't realize it was happening until their savings were nearly gone. The payments were digital, small at first, then more frequent. Each purchase built into the next, a tap on a screen, confirmation, and immediate feedback. There was no casino, sportsbook, or flashing lights, just a phone and an impressionable teen.
Who do you think's gonna win it? My dad said Brazil will win.
No. Argentina's gonna win because Messi will dribble past everyone.
I wish Spain will win. My whole family supports them. How about you, Andy?
I hope Germany will win.
Why?
My dad bet all my savings on them.
You know me. I know what I'm doing. I can win it all back. My luck is changing. I'm gonna strike the big one. Imagine what we can do. One more try. This would be my last. I promise I'll give it back to you.
Andy, I'm home.
Since sports betting expanded legally across much of the United States in 2018, the industry has grown into a multi-billion-dollar business. Betting ads run during major sporting events, odds are displayed during live broadcasts, influencers livestream wagers to millions of followers, teenagers report seeing gambling-related content regularly on social media, short clips of big wins circulate quickly, losses rarely do. The structure is simple: a user deposits money, a wager is placed, the result appears almost instantly, and the addictive cycle can begin again within seconds. What happened in that bedroom in China was not technically a casino story, but the mechanics, randomized rewards, frictionless payments, fast feedback look familiar. The difference is branding. This isn't about one child, and it isn't about blaming one celebrity. It's about how gambling mechanics have quietly blended into digital culture, especially in spaces where young people spend most of their time. To understand how that happened, we have to look at the moment gambling stopped being a place you go and became something you scroll past every day. For most of modern history, gambling existed in specific places: casinos, racetracks, sports books. If someone wanted to participate, they had to go there. There were physical barriers, age checks, travel, cash exchanges. The act of gambling required effort. But during the past decade, that structure changed. Gambling did not just move online, it moved into entertainment.
That's huge. That's all we need. Oh! Yeah! That's it! Let's go! Let's go! That's it! Oh! Let's go! Oh my God! What is it? Oh! Let's go!
Influencers now live stream gambling sessions to large audiences. Viewers watch real-time bets placed on digital slot machines, online casinos, or sports betting platforms. The entertainment comes from reaction, the anticipation, and the celebration when a large payout appears. Short clips of those moments travel quickly online. A large win, surprise reaction, and dramatic payout. These clips are designed to circulate, but losses rarely appear in the same way. Long stretches of losing bets do not perform well in algorithm-driven feeds. What spreads instead are the moments that look exciting. The result is a distorted picture of probability. A viewer may see hundreds of winning clips without ever seeing the full sequence of losses that made those wins possible. The system is often presented as entertainment, controlled, optional, harmless if you know your limits, but that version only exists on the surface, because when the cameras are off, the outcomes can look very different.
Hey, what you gave, stranger? 5-card stud? Blackjack?
Well, actually, I was going to suggest this new word game called Scratch. You see, you scratch the circles on the game card, and then you guess which... Last week I won a Ford Probe.
Huh? Scratch, the new game you play at home for real prizes, like Ward Air holidays in Mexico, Mars bars, and much more. In fact, there's a prize in every game.
John Paul Ringo.
Ah, John Paul Sartre.
What am I? It's my...
Not every gambling product is sold through celebrities. Some of it is sold through routine. A gas station counter, a corner store, a scratch-off display sitting right beside the register. No flashing live stream, no influencer clip, no promo code. Just a promise, maybe this time. That is the lottery's real power. It does not need to convince people they are making a smart decision. It only needs to convince them that a miracle is still possible. And mathematically, that miracle is almost non-existent. The odds of winning the Powerball jackpot are about 1 in 292.2 million. The odds of winning the Mega Millions jackpot are about 1 in 290.5 million. Even the official lottery sites make that clear. Those numbers are so extreme that most people cannot really feel what they mean. 1 in 290 million is not just unlikely in the everyday sense, it is functionally unreachable, and yet the product keeps moving. Why? Because the lottery is not sold through probability. It is sold through emotion. Hope when rent is due, hope when wages are low, hope when life feels stuck. Research has long found that lotteries function in a regressive way, meaning lower income households spend a larger share of their money on tickets than higher income households do. In one NBER paper, average annual lottery spending in dollars was fairly similar across income groups, but that spending took up a much larger share of wealth for low income households. That matters, because for a wealthy person, a losing ticket is a small waste. For someone already short on money, repeated losing tickets can become something else, a drain disguised as hope. And scratch-offs are especially effective because they compress the whole cycle into seconds. The purchase is immediate, the reveal is immediate, and the next ticket is sitting right there. State lottery sites openly advertise scratchers with overall odds, like 1 in 3.62, but those overall odds include many small prizes and do not mean a player is likely to come out ahead. For one California Scratchers game, the cash odds were listed as 1 in 5.31, even while the top prize was only $75,000. That is how the product works. It uses small wins to keep the illusion alive. You lose $20, win 5 back, and the brain reads that as momentum instead of loss. Then the person buys another ticket, and another, and another. This is why the lottery remains one of the most effective ways to pull money out of communities that can least afford to lose it.
Look carefully at each of these people. One of them is an Ohio Lottery Super Lotto jackpot winner. Can you tell which one it is?
You know, I always said, okay, if I ever won the Super Lotto jackpot, I'd buy myself a little place in the country. Oh, well, a river in the country, isn't it?
Play Super Lotto and get away from it all.
It is not marketed as extraction, it is marketed as opportunity. And even when somebody does win big, that does not automatically produce stability. Money does not erase years of financial pressure overnight. It does not automatically create budgeting skills, long-term planning, or the ability to manage sudden wealth under public attention. Some research finds that large lottery wins can improve long-run life satisfaction, but that does not mean every winner builds lasting financial security, and the broader gambling literature shows how easy it is for money problems and harmful patterns to persist or return. That is part of the cruelest illusion in all of this. The lottery sells the fantasy of rescue, but it does not prepare people for what comes after rescue. So the public sees the winner on a billboard. They do not see the millions who bought hope and got nothing back. And that silence is part of the business model, because just like influencer gambling clips, the lottery highlights the exception and builds an entire system around people forgetting the odds. Today, many young people encounter gambling first as a form of online entertainment. They watch someone else do it, And the presentation rarely looks dangerous. It looks exciting, fast, occasionally profitable, and most importantly, it looks normal. But content alone does not explain why this trend grew so quickly, because the real engine behind it is not just entertainment, it is trust. And to understand why gambling promotions work so well in online spaces, we have to look at the people delivering the message. Celebrities, athletes, and influencers, people whose audiences already feel like they know them. That loyalty pipeline turns out to be one of the most powerful marketing tools the gambling industry has ever discovered.
I'm loving this live betting on DraftKings.
With so many options during the game, it feels like I'm calling the plays. Hi-yo! That's a touchdown! I told you. See, guys, I get the W. You know why? Because I chose right, but not this guy. I work hard. I study film, and I thought it was going here, but it wasn't. Give me the make-believe hat.
Hey, yo. Who's the king? Hey, man, watch the game, man.
Who's the fake king?
Watch the
I'm
game.
the king.
Traditional advertising works by interrupting attention. A commercial appears during a television program. A banner appears on a website. The viewer understands immediately that someone is trying to sell them something. Influencer marketing works differently. The promotion comes from someone the audience has already chosen to watch. That difference matters. Over the past decade, social media has created a new type of relationship between creators and their audiences. Viewers watch live streams for hours at a time. They follow personal updates. They hear stories about family, success, failure, and daily life. The result is a form of familiarity. Many viewers feel like they know the person on screen even if they have never met them. Researchers sometimes describe this as a parasocial relationship. It is a one-sided connection where the audience develops trust in a public figure who does not know them personally. For companies, that trust is extremely valuable. When a celebrity appears in a traditional advertisement, the audience recognizes the arrangement immediately. But when a creator promotes something inside their own content, the message can feel more like a recommendation than an advertisement. In the world of gambling promotion, that distinction becomes important. A streamer placing a wager during a broadcast can present the activity as entertainment. A celebrity promoting a sports book can frame it as part of sports culture. A content creator can share a promotional code with viewers who want to try the platform themselves. The transaction is simple. The audience signs up. The platform gains a new customer. The promoter receives compensation. Sometimes the compensation is a flat sponsorship fee. Other times it comes through affiliate programs. In these arrangements, the promoter earns a percentage of the revenue generated by users who sign up through their referral link.
I admit, I am envious of you. In China, if you lose $20 billion, they shoot you. Here, they give you another $20 billion.
Amusing.
Our kickball team is very formidable this year. My granddaughter Ming is a team captain. I am hoping it will be an epic contest.
No offense to your granddaughter, Mr. Longdoe, but our team shits on your team.
We'll see.
I hate to spoil such a beautiful day with such a close friend talking about the unpleasantness of business. However, my associates are getting nervous. We need our money, all of it.
That's not possible.
Unfortunate.
Now, Mr. Doe, I'm sure we can find another way to work this out.
I'm listening.
Say, how's your gambling addiction?
Much better. Now.
I'm never playing kickball again.
Come on, boy, you have to do this. Ed Wunsler asked for you by name.
It's because of him I quit the game in the first place and gave Jennifer Herman a permanent severe limp.
Look, nobody needs to be reminded of that tragic day when you gave that girl a permanent severe limp. It was the Junior League Championship against Wunsler's team, and Ed had paid off the rep. And oh, you guys were losing bad. It was a blowout.
They were calling him the Tiger Woods of kickball before the wife cheating thing. Now they just call him loser.
You suck! You suck! Then the crowd started laughing at you, and we all know you don't like to be laughed at. And you snapped. You went crazy.
Hit her with the pitch! Oh, the horror! And believe me, folks, this was no accident. He meant to do that. If that girl is still alive, she will undoubtedly have a permanent and severe limp. One thing is certain. She will never play kickball again, and neither should Huey Freeman. Well, too bad. Ed Wonsler owns everything, including the bank that owns this house. He just got $20 billion on bailout money, and I'm trying to be his best friend. If Ed wants to tell me to jump, I'm going to say how high and throw your ass in the air.
I'm not gonna play.
Okay, fine. If you don't want to play, you don't want to play. Ed, here he is as promised. Now get over here, boy.
Good job, Robert. I'll remember this when I do my Christmas yacht shopping.
Yeah, boy.
Now, Huey, the Wooshung Woodcrest Junior Senior Harmonious Kickball Tournament is the greatest kickball competition in the history of the sport. 129 years ago, my great-great-grandpa, Prescott Rothschild Wunzler, sailed to Wooshung, China. The local monks had invented a game similar to baseball, except it involved a red rubber ball and a lot of kicking. He originally called it Jap baseball because he didn't know what country he was in and didn't care. He brought the sport back to America with a liberal PC bitchasses. We named it kickball. Today, in the spirit of harmony between our two cities, we alternate hosting a kickball tournament known as the Wooshung Woodcrest Junior Senior Harmonious Kickball Tournament.
There's no way I'm playing. 'Cause of you, I gave a girl a permanent severe limp.
Oh, really? This little girl? That's right, Huey. Jennifer can walk just fine. Hit it, Jenny. You were dominating the entire Woodcrest Junior League, and I couldn't have that. I made up the story about Jennifer's permanent limp, correctly assuming the emotional trauma of the event would make you quit the game. But now I need to win this game against the Chinese.
You were willing to scar me for life over a kickball game?
But that's how good of an opponent you were. But this game is bigger than you and me, Huey. I present the Woodcrest Harmonious Kickball Team. First, courtesy of Blackwater, USA. The senior squad.
Mercenaries?
They prefer the term private kickball contractors.
And this is the junior squad.
They're the best the Dominican Republic has to offer. As you can see, I've spared no expense for victory. It's the greatest junior senior kickball team ever assembled. Tell me you don't want to be part of kickball history.
I don't want to be a part of kickball history.
I'm not making a request. I'm prepared to blackmail you with a picture of you wearing Kanye West Venetian sunglasses, nut hugger jeans, and Louis Vuitton driving shoes.
That's Photoshop.
Explain that to media takeout.
I'll risk it.
All right, Huey. I'm not a fan of the truth, but here it is. The Chinese are calling in some debts, and I had to bet everything on this game. My banks, your home, everything. You think I'm bad? Just wait till the Chinese take away all the freedoms you enjoy. Freedom to complain. Freedom to have as many offspring and assault rifles as you like. The freedom to surf the internet for pornography of your choice. Not the porn.
I'll risk it.
No yacht for you.
You are the one who quit the game.
You must have me mistaken for somebody else.
You are a great player. Why do you quit? Why will you not play in the Harmonious Kickball Tournament?
What's it matter to you?
My name is Ming. I am captain of the Worcester Harmonious Junior Senior Kickball Team. Even before I was born, it was decided I would be a champion kickball player. At 3 years old, I was taken to the National Kickball Training Center outside of Beijing. I trained every day and every night to be the best. My My grandfather says to control the ball, I must control myself. But just me and the ball alone is no kickball. Without or the opponent, I'm nothing. We must have the ultimate contest to settle once and for all who is the best.
Like I said, you had me mistaken for somebody else. I'll play, but I'm not interested in your ultimate contest. It's just a simple game of kickball.
So, you decided to come fight for freedom. Well, you made the right choice. All right, bring it in. A few minutes ago, in a gross violation of my civil liberties, the INS repossessed the 5 Dominican players from the junior squad of the Woodcrest Harmonious Kickball team. We must immediately find a replacement for these players. I'm now exploring the possibility of child soldiers from Sierra Leone, but they may not get here in...
Huh? Say again? Affirmative, we're on our way. Come on, guys, that's us! Moving out! Moving out!
What's going on?
I'm sorry, Mr. Wassler. POW rescue in Afghanistan.
Wait! God damn it! Fuck a POW! You're staying here and playing kickball! Well, team captain, you've got 2 days to assemble a new team.
Team captain?
Yep, new team, no problem, Mr. Wassler. We're on it.
Who the fuck are you?
I am Jigme. I come from Tibet. I want to defeat the Chinese oppressors in kickball.
Why?
I hate fucking Chinese!
I'd like a word with you in private. This team is pathetic. They don't stand a chance against the Chinese. Not one single goddamn shot in hell. It'll be an embarrassment they'll never, ever live down for the rest of their miserable lives until they die. You know what one of these balls can do to a human body? They'll get torn to pieces, ripped to shreds. Some may even lose control of their bowels. By the 3rd inning, they'll be pissing and shitting on themselves right in front of their friends and loved ones. It's gonna be flat out fucking terrible. We must find some better athletes.
This is what you got.
I want to say a few words to everybody here about victory. Unfortunately, there's absolutely no time to train you people, but I have bought each of you a brand new pair of sneakers. These shoes were handmade with the youngest Chinese sweatshop labor we could find. Wear them with pride.
I'm gonna be like, take this, you yellow rat bastard.
Greetings, friends. Forgive our intrusion. We came to wish you luck in tomorrow's game. I look forward to an unforgettable contest. Give them their ball back.
Welcome, sports fans, to the 43rd biannual Wushang Woodcrest Junior Senior Harmonious Kickball Tournament. Both teams are on the field, and already there seems to be some type of trouble. Seems like the owner of the Wushang team is accusing one of the Woodcrest players of being a ringer. The rules say any player must be a resident of Wushang or Woodcrest.
He is absolutely a resident. Here is his hot Caucasian wife and half Asian baby.
And now the Woodcrest team is making a complaint. Looks like the Wushang team has one too many adult members. Everybody knows junior-senior tournament rules say the roster must have an equal number of kids and adults.
Dolo is strong and healthy, like many kids in China. But I assure you, he is only 12 years old. Here is the official keeper of government records to verify that fact.
Looks like the ref is gonna let it slide. Tough break for the home team.
Play kickball!
Huey Freeman on the mound. There is a lot of excitement about this young man's return to the sport of kickball.
Long before gambling streams and promo codes became part of everyday entertainment, the Boondocks explored a much larger idea. In the episode The Red Ball, the gambling isn't happening on a phone, it's happening on a much bigger scale. The entire town of Woodcrest is placed on the line. Ed Winsler owes a massive debt to a Chinese associate, and instead of paying it back in any traditional way, he makes a bet. A single game, kickball. If he wins, the debt is gone. If he loses, everything is gone. Not just his money, everyone's, every home, every bank account. Every person living in that town becomes part of the wager. And the most important detail is this: the people being gambled don't know they're being gambled. They're not sitting at the table. They're not part of the decision. They're just the stakes. The game is framed as something else: patriotism, competition, and entertainment. The crowd cheers. The moment feels exciting. National pride is used to give meaning to something that is ultimately just a financial gamble between two powerful figures. And that is the point, because the episode isn't really about kickball. It's about how people with power can gamble with the lives of others, while those people are distracted by the spectacle. The players on the field believe they are just playing a game. The audience believes they are watching something meaningful. But behind the scenes, it is all about money and control. At the end of the episode, something even more revealing happens. The stakes disappear. The elites lose interest in the outcome. What was framed as something massive, something world-changing, suddenly doesn't matter to them anymore. Because for them, it was never about survival. It was just a game. And that is where the connection to modern gambling becomes clear. Today, most people are not being directly wagered in a kickball game, but they are participating in systems they don't fully see. Gambling platforms, influencer promotions, lottery systems, each one operates on the same basic principle. A small group controls the structure, a much larger group participates inside it, and the risk is not distributed equally. The people promoting the system are often insulated from the consequences. The people participating in the system absorb them. When a celebrity promotes a betting platform, they are not risking the same way the viewer is. When a streamer gambles with a sponsored balance, the loss does not hit the same. When a platform grows, it is not growing because people are winning consistently. It is growing because people are participating consistently. Just like in the Red Ball, the system works best when the people inside it believe they are simply part of the moment, part of the culture, part of the game. But once you step back, the structure becomes harder to ignore. The Henan story showed how quickly money can disappear inside a system built on frictionless spending. The lottery shows how people will continue to chase outcomes that are mathematically almost impossible. The influencer economy shows how trust can be converted into participation. And the Red Ball shows something even more fundamental. You don't need people to understand the system, you only need them to stay engaged with it. Because as long as they keep playing, watching, spending, and believing, the system continues to win.
Final inning, the score is now tied 8-8. Both teams down to a single player. And years from now, people will ask of this game, did it happen? And I say to you now, oh yes, yes, it did. indestructible.
Wait! Wait!
And look at the determination. Ming trying to crawl to first base. What is this? Freeman is on his feet. He's going to tag her out with the smoldering remains of the ball. You out, little guy! And Woodcrest wins! It's all over! Look, what a moment in history!
Are you okay?
A deal's a deal, Long.
Of course. I am not saddened at my loss. There are not many worthy opponents left, my old friend. What fun would it be if the game were to end for good?
Congratulations, Mr. Wansler, sir. Your great white leadership made all the difference in the world. Now, what should we do about them?
Let them bask in the moment.
We beat those yellow motherfuckers. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, we ain't go out like no bitches.
Even though the people of Tibet are still not free, as symbolic victories go, this ain't bad.
I think Miss Von Hausen might be dead.
Woo! Let's go home and order some Chinese. Unless you're not in the mood for Chinese.